Greetings, greetings. Minister Robinson here, Church of Real Talk. Welcome to Sunday Services Live right here on YouTube. But once again, we decided to share it to Facebook. Got about a minute to start. However, I want us to take a moment just to reflect, just to connect to the universe and or your higher power. I always find that to be important in the scheme of things. And we are good to go. Okay, I'm just checking a couple of things right here. Just bear with me for 1 second. All right, so let me just do an audio check. Do that real quick. But today we're talking about finding strength through tough times. Very, very important to always find strength during tough times. And I'm going to tell you something. It's tough out there. It really is tough out there. The way the world is right now, it is very, very tough at times. Sometimes it can be something that can pull you down to extremes where you feel, I'm sorry, one of my phones is going off. All right. My audio is on?
Yeah.
Okay. So, finding strength through tough times. How do we do that? Well, as chosen ones and star seeds and those that think and vibrate on a positive level, the easiest way is to connect to your higher power and or the universe. Just to take that deep breath, just like how we begun, just by taking a deep breath and showing gratitude or praise or showing that you are thankful for what you have now. See, when we look at tough times, we often tend to forget in that moment while we're going through it. We tend to forget the great times, the awesome times, the great things that we have done, the great things that our higher power and or the universe has done for us. Sometimes you got to switch it around, turn it upside down. I am no stranger to tough times. No stranger whatsoever to tough times. I've told this story often. Back in like 2012, I kind of remember the day that it all started as well as the day that it eventually ended. See, pain does not last forever. It never has, never will. Pain does not last forever. And I remember when it started, it was a beautiful day. It was a great day. I was actually running around doing what I needed to do, for myself, for my business. And I felt really good. And then I came back to my residence and I was like, what the hell is going on? In hindsight, this had to be the beginning point of my awakening, where the universe was removing things from my path that no longer served me, that were no longer necessary for me to move forward. Oftentimes, we don't look at the message. We don't pay attention to the message. We don't see how it can benefit us. We don't see how it can make our lives better. We just tend to focus on the problem. Fast forward just a little bit longer, I'm in a tailspin. I'm in a tizzy. I'm mad at the world. I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at this person. I'm mad at that person. I'm just like a seething ball of anger. And this will resonate with you. Once again, the universe showing me messages. This might be something your higher power does. This is why it will resonate with you. As I slowly began to find balance, I found that many of those around me that I thought was there to support me, there to help me through this, in my mind, crazy, insane time of my life, I soon found they were nothing more, nothing less than lower vibrational energy vampires. They were feeding off of my pain. They had no intent on helping me. They wanted the pain to continue on so that they could have something to feed on. One day, I woke up and I got tired of, I slept most of the day. That's what depression does. I slept through most of the day. But one day, I remember this day, I woke up and I said to myself, this is not the way my life is supposed to be. I looked at all the great things that I had accomplished previous to this point in my life. This was the toughest thing then in my mind. The energy that I gave to it, the thoughts that I gave to it, the pieces of myself that I gave to it, to me made it seem like it was Armageddon. In a sense, it really wasn't. See, this is what your higher power and or the universe does for you. It shows you so that you can't question it. Because once you pass through the crucible, once you get through your self-made purgatory, you will soon find that it served a greater purpose. It served a greater good. It made you stronger. It made you able to see past the smoke screens, to see who was really in your tribe, who was really concerned with your well-being. After I went through that stage, there are people to this very day I do not speak to because I uncovered who they truly were. And I am grateful, and I give praise to the universe. And if you have gone through this and this resonates with you, please show that you're grateful. Show that you're thankful and give praise to your higher power. Oftentimes I have quotes, and I have this quote from Philippines, chapter 1, verse 13. In the Bible it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. This means that with faith, we can be strong. This was taken from the Bible, and this is about Christianity. However, I always say, it is the message, never the messenger. And there are powerful words right there. If you have faith, something that I've been talking about on the channel for like the whole week, it seems like. I always talk about faith is so important. When you are going through these tough times, the first anchor that you have is your faith. Whether that faith belongs to a higher power or to a universe. I have said constantly, your faith needs to be unwavering because you too shall get through this. This thing shall pass. You just need to have faith. As I said earlier, pain does not last forever. Anybody that has had a limb that has been broken or like a very bad strained muscle, it is painful. I get it. And while you're in the center of that pain, let's call that pain a storm. While you're in the center of that storm, you think it will never end. You think that you just sometimes want to end you because you can't take the pain. But pain does this strange thing. Once the pain passes, we become stronger. Once the pain begins to pass, we become stronger. That should get you through most things. I get it. Not everything is a test. Sometimes these are things that are created and manifested by ourselves. Sometimes we create our own problems. I have to be honest here. But there is a lesson to be learned. There is always a lesson to be learned. Whether you created this storm or your higher power or the universe created this storm, there is always something that you can walk away with that will make you bigger, better, faster, and stronger. Every time. I have never been through a trial and tribulation that has not made me stronger. Many of you are going through it right now, and I pray and I meditate, and I hope that this storm will soon pass. Many of you are going through financial problems. Many of you are stressed about your job. Many of you are stressed about your family. Many of you are stressed about your friend group. But at the end of the day, you have to remember this will pass. You might have to make a few changes. Another thing I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks is action. You might really need to make a few changes in your life. You might have to remove some of the things that are bringing you this stress, this heartache, this feeling of dread. You got to remove it. I can't tell you how to do that. All I can tell you to do is to pray and meditate. Become one with the power that rules over everything. Become one with that. And the answers you seek shall soon be found. Life would not be exciting if we had no problems. Problems sometimes signify that we have left our comfort zone. The most dangerous place that we can reside in, our comfort zone. Sometimes the problems, the tough times that we're experiencing is because it could be your higher power and or the universe telling you, get the hell out of your comfort zone. Nothing magical happens here. That's why it's called a comfort zone. Go out there and do something different. I put up a short yesterday. Please go check it out. It's kind of cool. You know, it was, today is the day. Today is the day to do something great. Today is the day to do something amazing. Today is the day to embark on something that you have never embarked upon before. Dream big, dream huge. They're your dreams. You're the only one that can make them happen. If you focus on the tough times, you will just be surrounded by tough times. You've got to take action on your life. You've got to take action based on the person that you are and the person that you are becoming. Chosen ones, this will resonate with you. It has no choice but to resonate with you. That great person that you see in your dreams, that great person that you fantasize about, that great person that is you, be it a month down the line, a year down the line, a decade down the line, doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you to make that person. Nobody else. You will soon find, just as I found very early on, when you're going through tough times, when you're sailing through rough seas, you'll find you're the only one at holding the oar, the only one steering the ship into clear and calm waters, just you. It's sad, yet it's true. This is the world that we live in. For as many positive people that are here, there are just that many negative people. There are just that many that are feeding, that are feasting on what it is that you are going through. Literally feasting, getting bloated. You are the answer. You are the answer. Take a moment. Let's just take a moment of silence just to reflect on what has just been said. Just one moment. Stoicism says philosophies believed in focusing on what we control and accepting what we can't. Okay? Focusing on what we control and accepting what can't. That is very, very important. Many a times, many of our problems are based on us focusing on what we cannot control. Does this not resonate with you? Will you find yourself going down this rabbit hole of trying to correct something that you have absolutely no control over? The only thing, and this is, I've actually looked into this whole Stoic way of life, the only thing that you can master, the only thing that you can control is yourself, how you react to situations. This is something that we need to practice on, and it can only be accomplished if we have faith in two things: our universe and or our higher power, and ourselves. See, it all boils down to you. How long the pain lasts, how long the storm lasts, how long the problem lasts. It all boils down to you. You make these decisions. You are the sole controller. You know what? One of the things that I like to do is I like to give actionable tips. I really do. I always feel that taking action is the first step to resolving anything. If you don't take action, I have found oftentimes that everything just stays the same. It is an integral part of how this reality works. You must take action to move things forward. Boils down into cause and effect. And we'll get into that probably this week. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Very important. Always grateful when people subscribe to the channel to show that I am being of assistance. One of the things, and this is an exercise I've shared oft times, one of the things that you can do is you can, when you feel that the storm is just getting to the point where you can't manage it, when it's getting to the point where you feel that you are lost and out of control, the shift is drifting and you have no clue where it's going to go. One of those things that you can do is just stop for one moment. Just stop for one moment and think of a good time. Think of that amazing time in your life when you were happy, when nothing really mattered. You didn't have a care in the world. You didn't have this avalanche of problems sitting in your lap. You probably weren't adulting at that time. You probably was a child. But that memory is still there. And to you, if you can lock onto that memory. And sometimes I'll do things like I'll hold my thumb and forefinger tightly together, or I'll put my hand over my chest. Sometimes I'll look up at the universe. And this is something that I do often when I find myself in storms. I will picture all of the images that I've seen, be it the Hubble telescope, whether they're AI driven, whether they're basically, I don't know, pictures, because I don't have a spaceship. I can't go out there and take those pictures. But sometimes I will think about the wonderment and the amazing and just the epic, awesome fact of the universe, black holes, magnetars, neutron stars, positrons, all of this stuff out there that without me giving it a thought continues to move forward, continues to do the thing that it does. And this brings me joy. For you, it might be your higher power. You might just one day, when you're going through something, where you're going through that storm, where you're going through that trial and tribulation, just think of the wonderment that is your higher power. How your higher power controls everything and makes everything moves forward and gives you this feeling of wonderment of all the things that have been made real through their intervention. When we're going through trials and tribulations, when we're going through tough times, we often think that we have been abandoned. We have been left by the wayside. I'm going to tell you that's not true. I'm going to tell you, and this is going to resonate with you. I think I said it this week, but it's on my mind to say it right now. Sometimes there's something that you need to learn more. It might be about the situation. It might be about yourself. It might be about your faith. But there might be something that is integral to your growth. That is integral to your growth that you need to learn, that you need to understand before this trial or this tribulation is put to rest. As chosen ones, as starseeds, as positive thinking individuals, we often find that we are on a constant search to learn things, to gather knowledge, to understand how things work around us, to understand our part in this grand scheme of things. This is what we do. We have to, with all of those other things that take place outside of us, we have to take time to learn about ourselves. We are all unique individuals. We are all people that have a purpose. We are all people that have a plan. We are great and amazing people. We have to learn about ourselves. As we learn about ourselves, you will soon find that many stressors, many problems, many trials and tribulations just fall to the wayside. We have to learn about what's inside of us. I'm not saying stop learning about everything else. I watched this channel where it just has, it's called The Tip of the Iceberg. And it has so many random facts about things that I actually never knew about. So now I'm ready to go on Jeopardy. Okay, I don't know. I could be ready. But oftentimes I'll turn away from that and reflect on myself, the person that I am, the person that I am becoming. Because moment by moment, we are becoming something new, something different. Every moment, thousands of cells are basically being shed off and new cells are replacing themselves inside of our bodies. Every moment, down to the millisecond, we are being created and renewed each and every moment. With that being said, if you are becoming new every moment as far as your physical form is concerned, can I just ask you a question? Why won't you renew what's up here? Why don't you renew the thoughts that you have been holding on to and fighting tooth and claw for years? That you know deep down inside, and this is going to resonate with you. Again, it's the message, not the messenger. This will definitely resonate with you. You know deep inside that many of these patterns of thoughts, many of these mindsets that you are holding on to or refusing to let go, we all hear people, and that's the way I've always been. That's the way I've always done things. That's the way I've always done that. But even as these words roll out of their mouth, they know. They know this no longer serves me. So at what point are they going to give up the ghost? At what point are they going to decide that, hey, this really isn't serving me anymore? It's holding me back. Once again, ourselves holding ourselves back. You know, Martin Luther King Jr. once said, when faced with huge challenges in his fight for civil rights, but he kept going because he believed in justice. So Martin Luther King, faced with huge challenges in his fight for civil rights, you know, many challenges, huge challenges, as we all know. He kept going, and one of his quotes was, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." This is what I'm talking about, changing the mindset, changing the narrative, changing the way that we not only look at the world around us, but how we look at ourselves. I said earlier that the struggles, the tough times, the problems that we face, they serve the purpose. Got to get through them first. We always have to get through them first. But they serve the purpose of making us stronger, more resilient. Oprah Winfrey once said, "Turn your wounds into wisdom." Have you not done that throughout your life? The problem that you're going through now, and the universe is telling me that many of you as chosen, that's why I felt the need to talk about this today, are going through their personal storms, their personal problems. And I get it. And this live service was not created to make light of it or to take away the gravity of what you are going through. What I'm here to say is to take that flashlight in that dark space and shine it brightly and let you know there's hope and that you will get through it. You've gotten through every problem that you've had in this life since you've become sentient. Down to trying to figure out how to get out the playpen. Okay? You have gotten through everything. Today is no different than the days past. You can still get through these things that you feel is holding you back, that you feel is keeping you from growing and becoming. The thing that I said yesterday still rings in my head. Today is the day. Today is the day that you do something that you never thought you could have done in your wildest imagination. But in order to do that, you've got to get out of these choppy waters. You've got to get out of this storm. Okay? You've got to find a way to steer yourself into a clear port so that you can relax, reflect, touch base with your higher power and or the universe, and that you can begin the process of planning out the trajectory of you becoming. I think that this message will, sir, I know the universe, like I said, told me this is what you're talking about today. I know it will serve someone. And if you feel, once this sermon is live, if you feel it will serve another sentient being, another human being that may be going through something while they're trying to grow, maybe share this video with them. Leave a comment if you have overcome tough times. You all have, so there's no reason for you not to leave a comment. There's no reason whatsoever. We have all survived. We're all here. It is a glorious, glorious weekend. It's a long weekend. Many of you don't have to worry about the hustle and grind of going to work tomorrow. One problem, one tough time figured out, okay? We can enjoy ourselves. It's a beautiful day. It's actually very warm out. Go out there and actually pour into yourself. This is something that I'm saying often more and more because I feel it needs to be said. As chosen ones, as starseeds, as positive thinking individuals, those that vibrate higher, we spend so much time pouring into everyone else. And oftentimes it's not reciprocated. Oftentimes it's not given back. Oftentimes people could care less. All they want you to do is pour into them. You've got to take a moment, and this is not selfish. Anybody that tells you it's selfish, they're selfish themselves. You have to take time to pour into yourself. You have to take time to reflect on what you are going through, what you are experiencing, how you are being of assistance. A few minutes out the day won't take you off course from your mission of being of assistance. I can guarantee and promise you that. I can promise you that. So go out there and do you, as the kids would say. Do you. Every once in a while, take a moment to do you. You know. I really love doing these things. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe now. We're making a few changes on the channel. We're having meet and greets. I want to thank everybody that went by the church shop and actually purchased a pamphlet or a book during our sale. It actually helps. Every penny counts towards the realization of getting this physical location. So I'm grateful for you. However, I never push people to do anything that is not, they're not able to do. So your subscriptions, you're sharing these videos, you liking these videos, you commenting on these videos is absolutely free. And if you can do that, it's almost like you just gave me $1 gazillion, okay? So I appreciate you for that and the time given. I don't know. We're going to get through this. Whatever you are going through, I can guarantee you're going to get through it. You know, and if I can be of assistance, you know, reach out. That's, at the end of the day, that's what I'm here for, to be of assistance. With that being said, you've been listening to Church of Real Talk. I am your host, Minister Robinson. And if nobody has ever told you, I'm going to tell you right now. Always, always love you guys.